Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will see some more practice questions based on maxima and minima. In the last lecture, we had done till question number 6. So in today's lecture, we will start from question number 7 and go till question number 12, right? So the images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So let's start with question number 7, which says the cost of running a bus from A to B is Rs is depending upon V and which is given by AV plus BYV, where V kilometer per hour is the average speed of the bus, right? When the bus travels at 30 kilometer per hour, the cost comes out to be uh, 75, 75, while at 40 kilometer per hour, the cost is basically Rs 65. Then the most economical speed in kilometer per hour of the bus is. So the hint of this question is C. The cost is given in terms of V, right? And also the cost at different speeds is given, right? At 30 it is given 75 and at 40 it is given 65, right? So uh, after putting the values, we'll get two equations having variable a and b, so we can easily find the value of a and b, right? And C, the cost of bus is basically AV plus BYV. Clear? So we have to find most economical speed, right? So first we will suppose C is the cost, then we will apply DC upon dV is equal to 0 for maxima or minima, and we will find the critical points, right? Critical points, and at each critical points we'll find d square C upon dV square or check the values of double derivative, sign of double derivative. If sign of double derivative is less than 0, then the cost will be maximum, and if sign of double derivative is greater than 0, then the cost will be minimum, right? So in this way you can approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Here C is given as AV plus BYV, where B is equal to when V is equal to 30 km per hour, then C is equal to 75. Therefore, 75 is equal to 30A plus B by 30, equation 2. When V is equal to 40 km per hour, then C is equal to 65. Therefore, 65 is equal to 40A plus B by 40, equation 3rd. Now, on solving equation 2 and 3, we get A is equal to 1 by 2 and B is equal to 1800, right? On differentiating with respect to V in equation 1, dC upon dV is equal to A minus B by V square. For maximum or minimum C, C, dC upon dV is equal to 0. Clear? Therefore, V is coming out to be dC upon dV, that is V is coming out to be plus minus root over B upon A. Now, let's calculate d square C upon dV square. D square C upon dV square will be 2B upon V cube. Therefore, at V is equal to root over B by d square C upon dV square is greater than 0, right? At V is equal to root B by d square C upon dV square is greater than 0. So at V is equal to root B by the speed is most economical, right? So at V is equal to root over B by the speed is most economical. Therefore, the most economical speed is C is equal to A root over B by A plus B root over A by B, which is equal to 2 root AB, right? So let's put the value of A and B. Therefore, C is equal to 2 root over A is 1 by 2 and B is equal to 1800, right? So C is equal to 2 root over 1 by 2 into 1800, which is equal to 2 into 30. Therefore, C will be equal to 60. Clear? So C is equal to 60. So I think option C is the right choice. 60. Got it? Okay. So let's move to the next question. Question number 8, which says if fx is equal to mod of x square minus 2 when x is between minus 1 to root 3, and x by root 3 when x is between root 3 to 2 root 3, and 3 minus x when x is between 2 root 3 to 4, then the points where fx takes the maximum and minimum values are, right? Then the points where fx takes maximum and minimum values are, okay. So see, the hint of this question is we will find f dash x, right? This we have to find the point at which we have to find maximum and minimum value. So therefore, we must find the critical points first. That is, we have to put first find f dash x, and we will put f dash x equal to 0 to find the critical points. And at each critical point, we will find the sign of f double dash x, double derivative. Right. That is when the f double dash x is less than 0, then it will give the fx to be maxima, and when f double dash x is less greater than 0, then we will it will get fx to be minima, right? Okay. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. If fx is equal to mod x minus 2, mod x square minus 2 when x is between minus 1 to root 3, it is x by root 3 when x is between root 3 to 2 root 3, and it is equal to 3 minus x when x is between 2 root 3 to 4. We can find f dash x, but we can easily draw the graph of fx also, right? To find maxima or minima. See, graph will take very less time, right? And f dash x, finding f dash x and f double dash x will take a little more time, right? Clear? So let's draw the graph of fx, which will be like this. See, the graph of fx will be like this. From the graph, maximum value occurs at x equal to 0. Maximum occurs at x equal to 0, and minimum occurs at x equal to 4, right? Minimum occurs at x equal to 4, as you can see. Maximum occurs at x equal to 2, x equal to 0. Clear? So I think 0 and 4. Maximum value will be at 0 and minimum value will be at x equal to 4. Got it? Option B is the right choice. 0 and 4. Fine. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 9, which says that let fx is equal to mod of x cube plus x square plus 3x plus 7 into 3 plus sine 1 by x when x not equal to 0, and 0 when x equal to 0. Then we have to find the number of points where fx attains the minimum value is. So again, the hint of this question is, see, we'll first find the fx when x not equal to 0, right? F when f it is like x not equal to 0. See, 3 plus sine 1 by x will always between 2 to 4, right? Because minimum value of sine 1 by x will be minus 1. Therefore, it will be minimum value of this will be 2, and maximum value of sine 1 by x is 1. Therefore, maximum value of 3 plus sine 1 by x will be 4, right? So, minimum value 3 plus sine 1 by x is basically between 2 to 4. And we can find the minimum value of this, minimum value of this expression. So, we can say that where point x equal to 0 is lying, right? Is it going minimum of all of the value, or getting maximum of all the value, or in between them, right? So by this way you can approach this question, you can think about this question, right? You have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As fx is given as mod x cube plus x square plus 3x plus sin x when x not equal to 0, mod sin x into 3 plus sin 1 by x when x not equal to 0, and 0 when x equal to 0. Let us take gx as x cube plus x square plus 3x plus sin x, right? Then g dash x will be 3x square plus 2x plus 3 plus cos x. Therefore, it can be written as 3 into x square plus 2x by 3 plus 1 plus cos x. Right? Therefore, it can be written as 3 times x plus 1 by 3 square plus 8 by 9 plus cos x, which will always be greater than 0, right? Which is always greater than 0. And as we have discussed, 3 plus sine 1 by x will be between 2 to 4, right? Clear? Hence, the product of these two will always be greater than 0, right? Will always be greater than 0, right? When x not equal to 0, that is either when x less than 0, it will be greater than 0. When x less than greater than 0, it will be greater than 0, right? And at x equal to 0, it is coming out to be 0. Hence, x equal to 0 is the point of minima, right? Hence, the minimum value of fx is 0 at x equal to 0, right? Hence, number of points is basically 1, right? Number of points where fx is attaining minima is basically 1. Clear? So I think option A is the right choice. A is the right choice. 1. Got it? Okay. Let's move to the next question. Question number 10, which says a wire of length 2 units is cut into two parts, which are bent respectively to form a square of side x units and a circle of radius r units. If the sum of areas of square and the circle so formed is minimum, then. So the hint of this question is, see, the wire of length 2 unit is cut into two parts, right? Which are bent respectively in the form of a square of side x unit, right? So what will be the perimeter of a square? 4x, right? And circle of unit radius r. What will be perimeter of or circumference of circle? 2 pi r, right? Therefore, 4x plus 2 pi r will be equal to 2. Now, if the sum of area of the square and the circle is so formed is minimized, so we have to basically minimize area of circle, that is pi r square plus square, pi r square plus x square. We have to minimize this function pi r square plus x square, right? So we must convert this to this parameter is given, right? Parameter is given. So we must convert uh, we must convert area in terms of either x or either r. Then we will take dA by dx or dA by dr. Clear? To get a critical point, and after that we find the double derivative to check whether it is minimum or not, right? In terms of either x or r, right? So in this way you can approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to solution part C. According to the given information, we have perimeter of a square plus perimeter of circle is 2 units, right? Perimeter of square plus perimeter of circle is equal to 2 units. Therefore, 4x plus 2 pi r is equal to 2. Therefore, r is equal to 1 minus 2x upon pi. Clear? Now, let A be the sum of areas of the square and the circle. Now, let A be the sum of areas of square and the circle. Then, area is equal to x square plus pi r square. So, it is equal to x square plus pi. R is 1 minus 2x upon pi square. 1 minus 2x whole square upon pi square. Therefore, Ax is equal to x square plus 1 minus 2x whole square upon pi. Right. So, we have convert r in terms of x, right? Clear? We can do opposite thing also. We can convert x in terms of r also. But here we have convert r in terms of x. We always keep one variable, right? So that it will be easy to differentiate. Now the next step is C. We will find now for minimum value of ax, we will find dA upon dx and put it as equal to 0. Right. Therefore, 2x plus C, we are differentiating. See, 2x plus 2 by pi into 1 minus 2x into minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 2 minus 4x upon pi. Right. X is equal to 2 minus 4x upon pi. Therefore, pi x plus 4x equal to 2. Right. So, x is equal to 2 upon pi plus 4. Now, from equation 1, we get r is equal to 1 minus 2 upon r is equal to 1 minus 2 upon 2 by 4 plus pi upon pi. Right. Therefore, r is equal to pi plus 4 minus 4 upon pi into pi plus 4, which is equal to 1 upon pi plus 4. Now, from equation 2 and 3, we get x is equal to 2 by 2r, right? From equation 2 and 3, we get x equal to 2r. Got it? Right. So, option C is the right choice. X is equal to 2r. Got it? Let's move to the next question, question number 11, which says let fx is equal to x square plus 1 by x square and gx is equal to x minus 1 by x. when x belongs to real except -1, 0, 1. If hx is equal to fx upon gx, then if hx is equal to fx upon gx, then local minimum value of hx is right. So the hint of this question is first we will find hx by putting the value of fx and gx as x square plus 1 by x square upon x minus 1 by x. Right. After that, we will convert hx in terms of x minus 1 by x. Right. We will convert hx in terms of x minus 1 by x. Right. Got it? Hx in terms of x minus 1 by x. So let fx is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. Right. And we have gx as x minus 1 by x. So in this way, like you have to find the minimum value. So we will find h dash x then. Right. Or see, if we find a certain method so that we do not need to find h dash x, because h dash x will be calculation of h dash x and h double dash x will be very time consuming, right? Clear? So we will see whether if we get any shortcut method, that is so that we can get we can reach to the answer without differentiation, then we will do that. Otherwise, if we do not get any short form, then we will go with the differentiation, right? So you can think from the both sides, right? So in this way, you can approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Fx is equal to x square plus 1 by x square and gx is equal to x minus 1 by x, right? Therefore, hx is equal to fx upon gx, right? Therefore, hx is equal to x square plus 1 by x square upon x minus 1 by x, right? Which is equal to x minus 1 by x whole square plus 2 upon x minus 1 by x. Therefore, hx is equal to x minus 1 by x plus 2 upon x minus 1 by x, right? Therefore, x minus 1 by x is greater than 0 and x minus 1 by x, see, when x minus 1 by x greater than 0, then see, x minus 1 by x plus 2 upon x minus 1 by x can be maximum and minimum value can be calculated by using APGP, right? We know that a arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean, right? So arithmetic mean will be x minus 1 by x plus 2 upon 2 upon x minus 1 by x upon 2 will be greater than equal to x minus 1 by x into 2 upon x minus 1 by x to the power 1 by 2. Clear? So it will be 2 root 2 to infinity. And when x minus 1 by x is less than 0, then x minus 1 by x plus 2 upon x minus 1 by x belongs to minus infinity to 2 root 2, right? By using arithmetic geometric mean. Therefore, see, you can see that the local minimum value is basically 2 root 2, right? Clear? Local minimum value will be 2 root. Got it? So I think option D is the right choice. 2 root 2. D is the right choice. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 12, which says the largest term in the sequence an is equal to n square upon n cube plus 200 is given by. We have to find the largest term in the sequence. Right. So the hint of again this question is we will find general an term. Then we will find an dash in terms of n, and we'll see that at which point n dash is coming out to be 0. We will apply quotient rule to find differentiation. Clear? And at the critical point, we will find before critical point what is the sign of f dash x, and after critical point what is the sign of f dash x, right? Clear? And if f dash x is coming on f dash x is from positive to negative, then there will be point of maxima. And if f dash x will be from negative to positive, if the f dash x is from positive to negative, then there will be point of maxima. And if f dash x is from positive to negative, negative to positive, if f dash x is from positive to negative, then there will be point of maxima. And if f dash x from negative to positive, then there will be point of minima, right? Got it? So in this way, you can approach this question. And you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Fine. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Consider fx is equal to x square upon x cube plus 200. Therefore, f dash x is equal to, you can calculate f dash x by using quotient rule, which will be x into 400 minus x cube upon x cube plus 200 square, which is equal to 0. When x is equal to 400 to the power 1 by 3, therefore, when x equal to 400 to the power 1 by 3, since x not equal to 0. So so when x is equal to 400 to the power 1 by 3 minus h, that means f dash x is greater than 0, right? See, when x will be less than 400 to the power 1 by 3, that means f dash x will be greater than 0, right? And when x will be greater than 400 to the power 1 by 3, that means f dash x will be less than 0. Therefore, fx has maximum at x equal to 400 to the power 1 by 3, right? Since 400 to the power 1 by 3 is between 7 to 8, either a7 or a8 is the greatest term of the sequence. Therefore, a7 is equal to 49 upon 543, right? A7 is equal to 49 upon 543 and a8 is equal to 8 upon 89. Therefore, 49 upon 543 will be greater than 8 upon 89, right? Therefore, A7 is equal to 49 upon 543 is greatest term, right? A7 is equal to 49 upon 549. A7 is equal to 49 upon 543. Clear? So, I think option C is the right choice. C is the right choice. Got it? C is the right choice. So, in this way, we have discussed a lot of different types of question of maximum and minimum. We have seen that sometimes we have to take f dash x and f double dash x when it will be easy to apply f dash x and f double dash x, and sometimes we'll take other method, because in that when in a method where f dash x and calculation of f dash x and f double dash x will be very complex or will take a lot of time, and we generally use different methods, sometimes AMGN method or sometimes quadratic method or sometimes limit method, right? Calculate maximum and minimum value, right? Clear? Okay, hope you liked the lecture and you understood the different types of questions that we have discussed. Clear? Okay, thank you so much.